For our last stop of the day, Bill's taking me off the usual tourist track to one of Tijuana's dicier neighborhoods. What kind of neighborhood is it that we're in?
Well, we are in the Zona Norte, so it's a little bit off of the tourist drag here.
A little bit off?
Yeah, but it's great because we can find great food here.
Right. Smells amazing.
And we can find your car stereo.
In case it went missing yesterday?
Yes.
This is the place to come.
This is the place to get it.
It's also a place to find pork skin and pig's feet.
Dos tostadas de cueritos y dos de pata.
Dos de cuero y dos de pata.
Here, at Tostadas de Cueritos, those are the only two things on the menu. Both skin and feet are boiled, braised, and pickled, then served on a tostada with refried beans, cabbage, and loads of hot sauce.
Oh my
Look at
goodness. The children's portion.
This is the snack size.
Pig skin doesn't mean the hide. It's the little strips of fatty cartilage beneath it. This looks like a plate full of oversized rubber bands, but looks are deceiving. Anyone who thinks that this would be tough or rubbery is in for a big surprise. This pork skin does melt in your mouth. It's very, very delicate. It's been prepared beautifully. Even what looks carelessly tossed on a plate is carefully constructed. Crisp, brittle tostada, puree of beans, cabbage, and then the pig skin. So you have more textures at work there than you could ever hope to have in a dish. That's quite something.
It's your classic midday snack.
Think of cueritas as fresh pork rinds marinated in lots and lots of vinegar. The feet are prepared the same way.
All right, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
Gotta live on the edge, come on.
You have to be very careful. There's big bones and naughty bits in there. Pig's foot is kind of like chicken wings. There's really tasty little bits of meat, but it's hard work picking out the meat from the bones and tendons. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. It was a runaway toe.
Gotta get some chicken wire or a splash guard around here.
It's kind of like pizza. There's no such thing as a bad pig's foot.
There is no bad foot.
This one is really heavily brined, though. You can taste the salt in there. Skin's a little tough.
Yeah, I think
As melt in your mouth as that pork skin is, this is a chewing feast.
I agree. This is.
You gotta work at this stuff.
The foot is got the edge here.
So what looks a little off-putting turns out to be a nice surprise, which can be the case with a lot of Tijuana street food, and maybe for a lot of Tijuana cuisine in general. Ensenada is Baja's biggest seaport. Cruise ships from California bring tourists here by the hundreds of thousands. I'm more interested in what the fishing boats are bringing in. This is a working port where they harvest, process, and export seafood around the world. Especially this seafood. Eating a couple of these guys will be the highlight of my day. But first, a cocktail for breakfast. Mariscos Novalato is just a roadside stand near the port. Seafood cocktail is their specialty. Oh my gosh. Clams and oysters, freshly shucked, goes into the cup. All of the fresh liquor from the shucked shellfish is kept in the tubs, and they put just the right amount in there. Sweeten it with the tomato puree, tart it up with a little bit of lime juice for balance. Put this in a china bowl and serve it in a fancy restaurant. It would cost you about $25. Here, just a couple of pesos. I have the best job in the world. Amazing. And you really can drink and eat this entire thing. The liquid is really what makes the dish. All the juice from the shucked shellfish seasoned up perfectly. It's just remarkable. This is the kind of food you get in a town where thousands of tons of fresh seafood comes ashore every day. Out of all of it, this may be the weirdest looking. Gooey ducks are one of the biggest clams in the sea. Harvesters find them buried in sand in Pacific coastal waters. The ones harvested near Ensenada come here to La Cosadora Fish Market, where they're cleaned, packed, and shipped, still alive, to markets all over Asia. Paula Hernandez Cardenas works here at La Cosadora. She explains everyone working here is scrubbed and smocked like surgeons to keep these guys bacteria-free.
Just beautiful.
Okay, before we go any further, yes, I know what these look like. I know all the jokes, and I've used most of them.
You just give them a little scratch like that and a little squeeze. I'm like 6 years old. Why is that one of my favorite things to do?
Enough said, but I'm serious as a heart attack when I say this is one of my 5 favorite foods in the entire world.
If you have never eaten a clam like this before in your life, you are making a huge mistake, my friends. Then again, you have to like really salty, raw, clammy, slimy things.
Ensenada ships thousands of gooey ducks around the world, but they've never been a big part of the local food culture. This man is trying to change that. Benito Molina is a chef and restaurateur, famous for developing the cuisine known as Baja Med, local ingredients prepared with Mediterranean-style cooking. We agree to meet here at Baja's biggest seafood market. And there's stuff here that you can't find in any other part of Mexico. This is one of my favorite treats in the whole world. This is the rosac from inside a marlin, smoked over mesquite. Sounds exotic, but around here, it's a seafood staple. Look at that. That's beautiful. Would you like to try some?
Thank you. Sure. No, fantastic, huh?
Yeah, you really got to be a food whore, though, to be into that. I mean, this is not beginner food.
Oh, no, no. You can taste the smoke, I mean, the fish.
Oh, it's beautiful. Fishy, salty, smoky. And this has been hot smoked.
Yeah.
So you can see that the eggs have set a little bit. So there's a dryness and a crumbliness to this, too. I'll be whipping up a little something with the marlin roe, while Benito handles the gooey duck. Benito's restaurant is Manzanilla. It's famous around the world for innovative cooking that's uniquely Baja. And preparing my favorite clam is one of his specialties. Step 1, place in boiling water for about a minute.
That should be good.
Yep. Step 2.
Open the shell. Very easy. After putting it in the hot water, it's like...
Yeah, it just comes unhinged that easily.
And now this is the part I love. You take the skin off.
Yeah?
Like a huge condom.
It's amazing. And you know that these came from the wild because they still got the sand and a little bit of grit.
Step 3, cut off the siphon. I can't wait for step 4. I've got to get a taste of this now. The first bite is like a mouthful of seawater that turns sweet as you chew it.
That's a pretty rockin' clam.
Yeah, very, very sea flavor. And what we normally
It's like candy.
It is.
It's like candy.
For me, it is. You can deep fry it and make like chips out of it. It's fantastic.